Advocates for people criminally charged or fired from their government job simply because they were gay are celebrating news that, on November 28, Justin Trudeau will deliver a historic apology in the House for their mistreatment. "I never thought I'd live to see the day," said Douglas Elliott, the lawyer who led a class action lawsuit on behalf of those who lost their jobs. Mr. Elliott has been advocating for the rights of sexual minorities since the 1970s. But, he added that there is still no agreement in principle on a financial settlement, even though the government has sent out invitations to people who were victims of the purge to come to Ottawa, and Mr. Trudeau has confirmed the date. Story continues below advertisement. Read more: the long, late redemption of a Canadian punished for being gay in the 1960s. Read more: for persecuted gay Canadians, a symbolic apology holds real meaning. On November the 28th, the government will offer a formal apology to LGBTQ2 Canadians in the House for the persecution and injustices they have suffered, and to advance together on a path to equality and inclusion, the Prime Minister tweeted on Sunday. Mr. Trudeau's apology is expected to be the most comprehensive ever offered by any national government for past persecution of sexual minorities. The apology is the culmination of almost 2 years of investigations and reports, beginning with a series of stories in the Globe and Mail in 2016 that examined the question of past injustices visited on sexual minorities in Canada by their own government. "It's been a long time coming, but I'm pleased it's happening," said Gary Kinsman, a sociologist at Laurentian University who has been campaigning for decades for such an apology and redress. "But, I won't put on my dancing shoes for a celebration until I actually see what's in the apology," he added. According to Mr. Elliott, the settlement will include financial compensation for any person fired or pressured into quitting the military or public service because they were homosexual. Story continues below advertisement. Story continues below advertisement. The compensation will be subject to an overall limit, which Mr. Elliott would not disclose. There will also be a fund to memorialize victims of the purge. Mr. Elliott said he does not know how many people will be eligible for compensation. Some will have died since the purge ended in the late 1980s, but he believes thousands of people were affected by this and will probably qualify. As well, the government is expected to apologize to those who were convicted for committing homosexual acts in the years when such acts were illegal. It is not known whether this will extend to people who were charged during police sweeps, such as the bathhouse raids of 1981. Mr. Trudeau is expected to offer pardons and to expunge the records of those who were convicted. In June 2016, AGAIL, a national organization that advocates on behalf of sexual minorities, published a report listing a series of actions the government could take to redress past and current injustices. A year ago, the Liberal government committed to implementing that report's recommendations.